Hi, this is David again, and I want to do a video today on the Recovery of Mormonism board. It's a website that is designed for individual Mormons who are trying to deprogram from the Mormon Church and the damage that that cult has done to them and their family, to be able to read, be able to ask questions, be able to post notes that say this is my feeling or this is the way I see it. It is recoverymormonism.com. Board is basically run by ex-Mormons, and it's very, very free and very, very open and very, very fair. There are going to be on the internet a myriad of Mormons that are hateful towards the ex-Mormons and vice versa. You're going to find terrible stories about gee, this is what happened to me, and you'll have wonderful stories of my life has changed and I'm so happy I'm a Mormon. The recoverymormonism.com board is extremely active. Now, they're hitting somewhere between 190 and 200,000 hits a day. Not a week, not a month, a day. That's a lot of people reading that board. Now, those of us that currently I'm on that board, and there's nothing to join, there's no money, there's no identification. You can make your own name up and have an email, and that's it. And you can lurk, L-U-R-K, as much as you want, or you can actually click on stuff and make a comment, or you can actually click on something and say, here's a new idea. What do you all think of this? Here's the reason that I'm doing this video. When you belong to a cult, like I was for 50 years, that's a half a century, everything they say and everything they do from the beginning, you believe is the way the world is. Well, in Mormonism, it isn't. Mormons who are born, B-I-C, born in the covenant, which means their parents were Mormons when they were born, and those Mormons that are raised at young ages, 3, 5, 7 on up, we're totally brainwashed. We have no idea what to say or how to act or what the boundaries are in public. We have our own rules in the cult, and we have our own regulations. We have our own underwear. We eat certain foods. We don't eat other foods. We don't smoke. We don't drink. Anyone that does is an apostate or a Gentile or a heathen. We have bad names for people that don't believe in us, apostates. After 50 years or even 3 or 10 years of being in a cult, coming down out of that cult is not easy. It is not easy, and I am not going to try to BS anybody. I don't think you ever recover from the Mormon cult. I think it's very similar to a rape. Yes, a girl can have her life better. She can have counseling, medications, and it goes on and on. She starts to put that rape a little bit to the back of her memory. But in my experience as a master's level counselor, I've never seen a girl ever recover from a rape or an abortion. Never seen it. It's always there. Same way with the Mormon cult. It's always there. I can't tell you how many times a day in just my normal life I will hear something, and it will trigger in the back of my mind what has been trained in me for years and years and years. I was going to go down to the state liquor store and get a little bit of wine in the evening, and I have a glass now and then. And every time I go by the state liquor store, I just start to tremble. I just start to tremble, and mentally I'm just doing this, that God hates me. I'm being an apostate. This is terrible. Jeez. And I've been out, and I have been verbal, and I feel that I've recovered substantially from what I was. I'm not on psychotropic meds anymore because of the Mormon Church. I'm not in suicide kinds of straits because of the stress of the Mormon Church. I can kind of do my videos. I can go on public. The stake president can't call me and threaten me or my family. Yes, I have recovered some. If you are involved with the Mormon Church and you really want to know its history, its background, and how those of us who have left the church go on to recovery, Mormonism, and be watching the board. Look at it for a month, 2, 3. Now those of you that are Mormons, you're going to tremble like I do by the liquor store. You have to do it if you want to get somewhere. You can watch on that board for years. Never even have to have a name or anything. Then there are those of us that post. You'll see me on that board. I've got no problem with that. My handle is Get Her Done. The old Larry the Cable Guy, Get Her Done. And you can do a search. Go right up into the main part, hit search, and go down to the author and hit Get Her Done. And you'll see hundreds and hundreds of posts that I've put on there. That is my opinion, that is my set of feelings. You can search anyone else. Steve Benson, the Pulitzer Prize winner cartoonist with the Arizona Republic. He's on the board, and he's a very main character on that board. He's extremely bright, extremely well documented, has a lot of ins to different high officials and elected leaders and Mormon church leaders. He is the grandson of Ezra Taft Benson, who was the prophet of the Mormon church. And Stephen has many interesting inside pieces of information about how the Mormon church operates. But this video I'm doing to help hopefully someone else get the hell out of that cult. If you like the cult, good Lord, pay them your money and go to the mall. If you like it, pay them your money, go to the mall. I don't care. I don't make any money having you leave the Mormon church. If you're upset, if you're depressed, if you're overeating, if you're sexually repressed, if you're guilty, then why are you in the Mormon church? Why are you looking at this video? I laugh my ass off when I get comments from people, and I go into my comments and I try to be courteous and understanding. Everybody's coming from a different perspective. But when I get these born in the covenant Mormons that just are rude and crude and obnoxious, doesn't bother me. I just put one sentence in there and I never see them again. One sentence to an active Mormon. Does your bishop know you're looking at my videos? Bang! I know that's a trigger. I was there. I know that's a trigger. Fear, guilt. He's coming. He's going to interview me. He's going to take my kids. He's going to take my life. I won't have my family in the celestial kingdom. Bam! That is an immediate trigger. I never see them again. That's the way you are? And you want to be that way? Be that way. I didn't. I was tired of being guilty, afraid, stressed, upset, not being able to be perfect, not being able to make the grade, even though I had a temple recommend, and even though I served in the temple as a veil worker, even though I did all the things they asked me to do, I'm still not good enough. That's cult. That is cult. You cannot raise yourself to the level they tell you you're supposed to be at. Therefore, you're full of guilt, you're full of remorse, you're full of regret, and your life is crap. I said to the Mormon church, no, not me. David's out. I don't know what's out there, but I know this. Whatever is out there can't be worse than what's in here. It can't be worse than what's in here. So I went on the recovery board and watched, listened to people, heard their stories, and my God, they're like millions and millions, identical stories, the way they're treated. I don't care if you're in Peru or Brazil or the Netherlands or Mexico or the United States, the Philippines, it doesn't matter. The people who feed into that board are from all over the world, and they're having identical experiences with the Mormon church and what that cult has done to them and to their family. So, the board is fair. The person that runs the board or oversees it, the owner of the board, his name is Eric, and the monitor of the board is Susan. If you attack somebody, if you are totally obnoxious or totally asinine, you're going to get deleted. They'll take you right off like you never existed. That doesn't happen very often at all. When you consider there's 1,000 to 2,000 of us a day that post on that board, not read it, 200,000 people read it. That's 1 million a week. 1 million people a week look at that board. Some of us have, we think, something important to say. Other people go, no, you're not important. You'll find fairness. You'll find boundaries. Now here's the problem if you're a Mormon. I had this problem, I'm telling you up front. When you go on the board, you're coming from the Mormon church. No one argues in the Mormon church. You bow your head and say yes. You know what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and all of the people in the ward bow their head and say yes. Not on the board. You're stepping out into the real world. You're going to put something on there that you kind of hold close to your heart or you feel is an important thing, and someone else is going to come right on after you and say that person's an idiot. That's not the way it is. This is the way I see it. Another person's going to come on under them and go, well, I think they're both wrong. Here's my opinion. So that's hard to get used to. A Mormon takes that as a personal attack. It's not. Free agency, we always say that in the Mormon church. It's not true. There is no free agency in the Mormon church. When you come out of the Mormon church, by resignation especially, you're free. You have free agency. So you look at the board and you post something on there, and then you get your feelings hurt the first couple of months or weeks or whatever, and you find out there's stupid shit that you're saying because you're coming out of a cult. I did that. I was coming out of a cult. I thought it was true. And people who are doctors, dentists, temple presidents, bishops, stake presidents, head of seminary and education in the Mormon church, PhDs, MSs, highly intelligent people, and many, many people who don't have degrees but are extremely bright and extremely experienced in life are going to say to you, that don't make sense. And you kind of cringe and go, oh, gee, I thought it did. I've been doing that for 50 years. I thought that's how you raise kids. Well, I'm just trying not to do an advertisement. That's not my purpose because the board gets no money. I get no money. There is no motivation here whatsoever except if this helps you, go for it. If it doesn't, pay your money, go to the mall. I don't care. But I feel that I'm obligated to share and to tell people the truth. And the Recovery Mormonism is not the only board. There's others out there. I haven't used them, so I can't make comments on them. Some are more gentle. Some are more rough. Recovery.mormonism.com can be rough. It can be rough. It's not mean. It's not vicious. But it is realistic. It is the real world. How many times do you get the finger in life when you're driving? Most of us get it, I don't know, 10, 20 times in a lifetime. You go to the board, you might get the finger, once or twice a year. But at the beginning, you're going to get it much more because you don't know what you're talking about. The cult is moving your lips, not your brain. That was me. And now my brain kicks in, and there's very, very, oh God, you'll laugh your butt off on that board. The people who leave the Mormon church are, number one, the most intelligent. Number two, the most humorous. When you talk about loud laughter and evil speaking and whatever, oh my God, these people, I'm in stitches. I'm in stitches almost every day looking at the enormous creativity and sense of humor that these ex-Mormons have, and the love and the real compassion when somebody comes on there that's new and it's real. It's not a troll, T-R-O-L-L. Trolls are Mormons who are kind of trying to sneak in there and defend the faith and back up that, Joseph Smith married two 14-year-old women, but they looked older. We don't take that crap. We push that person right out. Not physically, and Susan will delete them. If they're a troll, she will delete them because we're trained not to feed the trolls. If you want some help deprogramming, if you want a fair place, if you want a good place with good people, now, There are a few bad people, if you want to use that term. They're just there because, you know, they're idiots. I don't know why they're there. They can't agree with anybody. They don't know anything. And they'll just now and then throw, you know, meat into the wind and hope that somebody will be upset. You can't stop that. That's the real world. It's like driving. Most people obey the laws. Yeah, funny thing, the other day I had a car, I was in the HOV lane, and a car comes slamming right over the double line and almost ran me off the road, and my wife is screaming, boy, I wish the police would get him, and right behind him, here comes the highway patrol, and they got him and pulled him over, and we're cheering. On the board, you're going to have people who break the rules and who are not sensitive, not kind. So what? They don't have to be. Life isn't that way. There's always people that are going to break the rules. There's always people that are, you know, mavericks and outsiders. I'm there to recover. I'm there to try to help other people. I'm sitting here spending my time. I don't get paid for this. The board doesn't get paid for it. No one gets paid. The Mormon Church spends tens of millions of dollars a year for Mormon.org and for all their public relations. And we're Mormons, we skateboard and we bungee jump and ride Harleys. I'm a Mormon. Advertisements. Millions and millions of dollars. You know what the board spends? I'll tell you what I've heard. Now, I haven't seen their documents. I could go right on the board right now and say, I understand that the board pays around $700 a month to stay up and going, handling 1 million hits a week. And you've been in business for 15 years, and there's no advertisements, there's no things to join, there's no fees for this or fees for that. If you want to pay 10% of your income to the Mormon Church with no accounting, pay your money, go to the mall. I don't care. I'm trying to say this board has helped me enormously to try to adjust to a normal life after 15 years in a cult. I feel like Nelson Mandela. You know, he spent most of his life in a prison. How can the guy come out and even begin to act normal? Well, I've had a lot of adjustment problems, and a lot of people on the board have too. We try to help each other, we try to encourage each other, and boy, if you want to know intricate details of what Joseph Smith said or what Brigham Young, you're going to get the page number, you're going to get the Journal of Discourse volume number, you're going to get exact, precise information. You don't like that? Go somewhere else. But when you ask a question, how many wives did Joseph Smith have, and when did he marry them? Bam! Within 20 minutes, you're going to have 50, oh, well, not that many. You'll have 15 to 20 people come right on up with links, not their opinion. I don't care what someone's opinion is. I want to see where they read that. I want to see the document. I want to see the page number. I want to see the human being that actually said it. That's what this board does for me. It's not a group of just disgruntled ex-Mormons who want their tithing money back. These are highly intelligent, informed, educated, perfectionist people in the Mormon Church. You do not resign from the Mormon Church unless you have done extensive research and readings and history of the church. Most people aren't willing to work that hard. They just pay their money and go to the mall, and Jesus will get me. Well, the people on the board, we've spent a lot of time reading, a lot of time at BYU and advanced universities and other places, and we see the flaws and the fraud of the Mormon Church. If you're interested, take a look, lurk for a while, jump in if you want. You get bit a couple of times. It's one of the things. When you run with the big dogs, you're bound to get bit now and then. The other thing is, if you're not the lead sled dog, your scenery doesn't change, right? Take a chance. Take a look into recoverymormonism.com and take a look, make your name in there, and have some fun. Recover. Recover the best you can. Don't let this cult ruin the rest of your life. Thank you very much.